says copyright 1999 if you look down in the corner there. So, welcome to the first in a series of Let's Plays I'm going to do, a series I'm going to call RGOGNOCA, which is an acronym for Really Good Old Games No One Cares About. I have quite a bit to say, but only one thing: can't wait before we start. So, just get on that. So, quick thing before I actually get started with this game. Until about 2 years ago, I suffered from a crippling fear of the internet, especially YouTube. Like, I avoided the whole thing like the plague. I was terrified. Not entirely sure why. I don't know what I was afraid of. Just something new, I guess. So yeah, it's only been a couple years that I've even been, like, looking at things on YouTube, and putting myself on the internet like this is making me very nervous. I am very nervous right now. I had to go through several trial runs just to work up the nerve to get this started. And when I get nervous, I tend to talk, I babble. I tend to babble. As I've already been doing. And I also tend to talk very fast, if I talk at all, and now that I've broken the ice, it's going to be easy to do that. Easier. I also talk very loud, which I'm not entirely sure how this software is going to handle that. We'll see. Yes, the babbling very fast is going to happen. It's already happened some, obviously. I apologize for that. I apologize for it in advance. I'm gonna try to keep a lid on it, but this is my first ever Let's Play. It's very nerve-wracking. So, I'm going to be quiet now because I'm not going to talk during cutscenes, and I'll explain why once I have some, spare time to talk after we get started. So without further ado, let's play Kingsley's Adventure, a really good old game no one cares about. And here we go.
The Fruit Kingdom was not always so peaceful. An evil wizard disguised as a chef stole the Queen's Book of Magic and sent the kingdom spiraling into despair. One by one, the defenders of the realm were overcome by Bag Custard's evil magic and forced to become the Dark Knights, the scourge of the kingdom. All hope seemed lost until an unlikely hero emerged to challenge the tyranny of the evil rodent. Kingsley, an orphan fox cub, small in size but large in spirit.
Not the best, basis for a story. And it's going to get a little more absurd. Watch this. Just like that, huh? Just like that. Yeah, the great true knights of the kingdom all banded together and went against Bad Custard, and were all defeated. And this little guy is just gonna go on his own and be a hero? Okay. And she's just like, yeah, okay, sure, take care. Sure you can, Kingsley. Okay, so, not the best outline for a story, but compared to the, I'm just gonna get this out of the way now. In my opinion, most modern games are kind of crap. I mean, no offense to anyone who likes them, it's just my opinion. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be playing games that I thoroughly enjoy, my favorite games, which this is barely one of, just to kind of showcase the way I think games ought to be, with, just, you know, what's prioritized. It's all going to be PS1 games. This was not originally the first one I was going to do. The first one I was going to do was the game I really want to pay homage to, that I really think deserves to be on the YouTubes. Hang on. But then I decided that, you know, if I really want to do it justice, it probably shouldn't be my first Let's Play, because my first Let's Play is going to be bad, like most people. So that's enough babbling for now. And he's also just like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'll train you, whatever. Side note about this particular game, I kind of wonder what the voice actors were actually doing. I highly doubt they were making these noises. It's just kind of funny. Oh, I probably should have said this sooner. Pause the video if you need more time to read the text boxes, please. Because the first thing that I look for in a good game is a original and epic, the and is very important, and epic story. This is not the most epic of stories, I guess, but it's relatively original compared to the cookie cutter games we get nowadays. Which, seriously, like, I go to game stores and I look at all the games on the shelves and they all look the same to me. And none of them look particularly good. And the few that stand out, I look at closer and realize it's not for me anyway. So a couple things, just to talk about the mechanics of this game in particular. One way to get a long jump is to do a running jump. Another way is to stand at the edge and then double tap the forward button and then jump. And that's why it needs to use directional buttons as opposed to the analog stick. Which has always, I guess, been my preferred method of moving characters around. It feels more precise to me. Like, I'm not very good at going in a straight line when a slight tilt can throw you completely off. And they don't tell you about this anywhere in the tutorial here. If you press down and jump, which is X, you do this. It is mentioned in the story here. There's a story, there's a booklet with a more detailed story than the one you get at the beginning. I'll read that at some point. Probably in the next video, because this one is already almost over. Weird. I've already selected my dagger, but whatever. There are a few things more annoying in combat than an enemy that has a block mechanism, and it's especially annoying if you don't have a block mechanism. This game gives both the enemies and the player a block mechanism. You just hold circle. Square is attack. Square is also use, and circle is talk. It seems like there are pauses. That's half the time going to be because there's a slight audio lag with this recording software. When you have the crossbow selected. And you hold R1 to do this aim mode. Wow, that was bad. Something I should probably say right now. I am not the best gamer there ever was. I've been playing games all my life, but I'm not particularly good at them. Like, I'm not bad at them. But, I'm not particularly skilled. What I do have, what I lack in skill, I make up for in tenacity. And if you're familiar with Chell, from the Portal series, which is one of the few gems of the modern era of gaming, you know that tenacity can be a lot more valuable than skill. And any sort of other advantages you might have. Getting back to this game, the second thing I look for in a good game is good gameplay mechanics. This game doesn't have the best, but they're okay. Good gameplay mechanics and just good gameplay overall. It's alright, I've seen much worse. It's not the best. But it works a lot better than most, I guess. Especially these days. Third thing I look for in a good game is a nice soundtrack. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Most of the games that I really like also have a soundtrack that I really like. I don't know if that's coincidence or, like, because I like the game, the music sounds good to me. I don't know. Possibly. Probably, actually, because the, one level in this game that I really, really hate, I hate the sound for it, too. So. The last thing I care about in a game is graphics, and that's where my prejudice against modern games comes in, because most modern games are focused mainly on realistic graphics. I don't care if the graphics are realistic, these are good graphics to me. They're obviously very old, but they work for me. Like, as long as I can tell what I'm doing. And funny side note, in some modern games that I have liked overall, it's harder to tell what I'm doing and what I'm supposed to pick up or whatever than it is in old games with retro graphics. Anyway, that's going to end this episode because I can't go over 15 minutes. So, thank you for watching if you did. Oh, there was something I was going to say. Never mind. And yeah, Happy New Year, everyone.